Hey everybody, this is Jason Akers with Green Acres Pest Control. And today I'm going to address probably the number one complaint, or one of them, on my channel about the videos that I do about what does not work on bed bugs. And today I'm going to try to do a synopsis of everything that doesn't work and everything that does work, because I have a lot of videos. I have several about like why you shouldn't use diatomaceous earth, why heat treatments don't work on bed bugs, and the like. And today I'm just going to do a little short video basically trying to explain my view on why certain things don't work and why other things do. And as I get to each point, I will note the videos that I've done already so that you can go back and watch those if you want to see a more in-depth view on why I don't think certain things work and why I think other things do. So first, I want to go over heat treatments. Now, I've got plenty of videos about heat treatments, and the number one video is, I'm going to link in the end cards right here. There should be a little circle that comes up right there right now about why heat treatments don't work on bed bugs. Now, I don't believe that heat treatments always fail. I want to get that out right now. But the problem is the success rate and the failure rate. The failure rate of heat treatments, it's just such a large amount of money that you're going to spend to try to do a heat treatment. And a lot of exterminators now the video that I posted in the card, right, like I said, right there, that video is actually almost 2 years old. It's like a year and a half or so old. And when I first posted it, the vast majority of the people who did heat treatments believed that heat treatments were the end-all solution. And now they're using a chemical residual along with the heat treatment. A lot of people will say the only way you're going to really, ensure that a heat treatment works is to do a chemical residual behind the heat treatment. So in all of my understanding in the way that chemicals work with the residual effect that why not just use chemicals anyway and just save your customer several $1,000s? So that's one reason that I advise a lot of people not to use heat treatments. And like I said, you can watch that video and you can get a lot more in-depth. And I've got several other videos too in the end cards of those VODs that explain other viewpoints. I've got a lot on heat treatments. So you could go through and you can look those up on my channel, on my bed bug playlist. All right, also, something else that I don't believe works hardly ever, really, Semexa and diatomaceous earth. Now, the diatomaceous earth video, again, right there, is... the main reason that I did that video is because most people do not apply it correctly. They don't do it right. They don't dust right. I've never noticed anybody that's ever done it right. People who have applied it right still have bed bugs. It doesn't actually eliminate the problem. I've been behind, and I've got a really itchy nose this morning. I'm not picking my nose, but I don't go behind, the thing is, I've been behind a lot of people who misapply diatomaceous earth. I've been behind a few people who do apply it correctly. They still have bed bugs. And the same goes with Semexa. I've been behind people who, in fact, most of the people who apply Semexa do apply it properly, which is funny because it's a dust as well. And the people I've been behind who have used that have also failed to eliminate their bedbug problem. Diatomaceous earth should not be treated as an end-all solution. And at the end cards of this video, I will link a video that I've done on the right way to use diatomaceous earth, how you should apply it to a mattress. And really, it really should only be used on like a box spring anyway. When you're using diatomaceous earth, the other places that you would apply it, you're going to get more success with a liquid pesticide anyway. And even inside a box spring, which I have another video I'm also going to post in the end cards, that where I'm actually treating a house, and I will show you how to treat a mattress, a couch, lazy boy type situations, box springs and everything. So you can actually see how you should properly apply pesticide to your bed, so you're not going to be exposed to it or anything like that. Also, all right, so now I've gone over those two. Those are two of the biggest ones. Also, another thing that people will do is they will use isopropyl alcohol. Now, I've got a video on why you should not use isopropyl alcohol, because it's very flammable, and people have actually caught their homes on fire trying to get rid of bed bugs using isopropyl alcohol. That should be pretty self-explanatory. Don't catch your house on fire. Yeah, bed bugs bite you and they're itchy, but it's not worth losing your house over. It's not worth losing your life over. So that's the main reason I don't really advocate for use of isopropyl alcohol. I know there's a lot of videos on YouTube where people are like, oh, it's the best thing. You could get rid of bed bugs for $3, or you can get bed bugs for $2.49 or whatever, because isopropyl alcohol is really cheap. But the problem is there's no residual, and while there is a residual, it's highly flammable, and you'll catch your house on fire, and it's just not worth it. And so those are the top 3 things that I have searched where I've found that. I mean, there are other little, I guess you could, like little wives' tales or whatever, where you could do this or you could do that, sulfur and different things. And I'm not really going to go into that because there's just not that many videos out there other than alcohol, heat treatments, and alcohol, heat treatments, and diatomaceous earth. That's the number 3 top videos on YouTube where you could search, try to get rid of bed bugs yourself. And that's why I try to point out why they don't work. I've been in pest control for nearly 30 years, and I've seen a lot of different techniques and people where they've tried to get rid of bugs themselves. And the thing is, you really you should really leave it to the professionals. But if you want to try it yourself, that's why you're here. I will give you advice. I will tell you the secrets of, exterminators and how exterminators get rid of problems and how you could do it yourself. So if you watch my channel, then you can learn how to do this yourself. Also, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you, because I do live streams every Friday night too, called the Bedbug Show, where you could come in and ask me any kind of bug problems or any questions that you have. We go over lots of things from cluster flies to cockroaches to bed bugs, of course. So and mice and rats too. So if you really like the content, please give me a thumbs up. Please share my videos around. It does help the channel a whole lot. All right, so now we've gone over the things I believe that really aren't very effective, and now we'll go over things that are effective. Alpine WSG is a pesticide that I have used to eliminate bed bugs. It is a very broad label. It allows for the application of a for the elimination of many bugs like cockroaches, bed bugs, fleas, crickets, silverfish. Lots of bugs are on the label, so it's a very broad label. It's not very expensive, and it's very effective to get rid of bed bugs. I've had really good results with it, and I've also had, but the number 1 chemical that I've had the most success with. Now understand, I want to explain, pesticide labels change from year to year. Pesticide availability changes from year to year. Depending on where you live, you may not even be able to purchase some of these pesticides I'm going to list, which is why I said a lot of times it's better to, hire somebody who has these chemicals in their disposal. You can find, like, especially if you live in New York, Alpine WSG is a neonicotinoid, and so you will not be able to purchase it there. They will only allow exterminators, trained professionals, people who are licensed and insured, to be able to purchase these pesticides. And so that's, and also because the labels change from year to year, and YouTube, this video could be up for a couple years, and, then the chemical may not be available. You may not be able to get it at all. It may only be available for, pest control technicians. And so I'm going to give you chemical names. This is why I don't list a whole lot of chemicals on my channel, because labels change, things change, laws change, and I want to make sure that my information is going to be viable, as long in the future as you need it. So understand that these chemicals can change. But Crossfire is also a very good pesticide for the elimination of bed bugs. It's my go-to chemical. It's what I use. I typically use Alpine on, my second and third treatment, maybe even the fourth treatment if need be. But the first treatment is typically always Crossfire. It is a very good knockdown. It's a very good residual. It's a 30-day residual along with Alpine. They both will last for 30 days, and they will eliminate bed bugs for 30 days. They're not the cheapest pesticide out there. In fact, Crossfire is probably the most expensive chemical that I own per volume. It's very expensive. So understand that it's not cheap. When you go and you search these chemicals for yourself up on Amazon or somewhere, understand it's going to be an expensive price tag, which is my belief as to why exterminators don't go to Crossfire, as a go-to pesticide for bed bugs, because of the price. It is expensive, and not only that, Crossfire is only labeled for bed bugs. You can only use it on bed bugs. If I were a licensed professional and I came in your house and I used Crossfire, say, to get rid of your cockroaches, I'm breaking the law. I could lose my license. So that's another reason, I think more exterminators are more likely to go to something like Alpine, because it's a broad label and it covers lots of different bugs. You don't have to have a special mixed gallon tank or whatever with just Crossfire alone for bed bugs only. You don't have to worry about, switching your chemicals back and forth. You could just keep Alpine in the tank and just make sure you keep it full, and then you'll be, ready for anything, whatever this job may throw at you. If you get a call and you need to go out on like a cockroach job, and you don't have to go and switch your Alpine from one tank to another and then remix a whole new tank of Crossfire to get rid of bed bugs later. So that's one reason I think that a lot of exterminators don't use Crossfire, because like I said, it's got a high price tag, and it's also not very broad, so it's only for bed bugs, which is probably why it's so expensive. It is a newer pesticide. It just came out a few years ago, and so typically when your chemicals are first released, they are a lot more expensive. So I hope this video has been helpful. Also, another chemical that you can use for bed bugs is actually a dust. It's Alpine WSG has a dust called Alpine dust. It's not WSG, but it's just Alpine dust. And you could take that and use it in wall voids and places like that. It helps with carpenter ants and things that try to go into your walls too. And so if the bed bugs are trying to retreat from the chemical that you treat inside the home, like into your wall voids, you can dust your wall voids with Alpine too. And so that's a really good way. And it's the bulk of it is diatomaceous earth. So as long as you're using a bulb duster, like in the video earlier where I explained to you how to use it on beds, it's basically the same way in a outlet cover too. So I hope this has been a helpful video. I hope this kind of settles things where, people like to claim that, like I said, one of the biggest complaints is that they'll come on my video and they'll say, all you want to do is talk about what doesn't work. All you want to do is tell me that this doesn't work or that doesn't work. Well, what does work? I hope this video has helped explain what does work, what you can do for bed bugs. And like I said, catch my live stream every Friday night, and you'll learn a lot more about how to get rid of bed bugs. I'm just here to help. I want you guys to understand, and be knowledgeable. If you're going to do your own pest control, I don't want you to harm yourself. And also, as a little bit of a disclaimer, another reason I don't really give a whole lot of chemicals out is because I don't want people to get sick. I don't want them to misapply pesticides. I don't want, always read your label. Always follow the label. Don't apply chemical in places that the label says not to. Always try to, be safe. Wear gloves. And, the proper equipment when you're applying pesticides. Remember, they are toxic. They do kill bugs. Now, Crossfire and Alpine are actually really safe for humans, and so you're probably not going to hurt yourself with either one of these chemicals. But there are a lot of pesticides out there that can harm you. So always try to read your labels and understand if a label says, wear long sleeves, wear pants, wear gloves, always do that. Because, it's your life, and that's worth a whole lot more than, pesticide and bug bites. So you guys have a really great day. I appreciate it, and I'll be talking to you later. Thanks.